What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rhea and Fran, giving you that Friday energy on a Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, everybody. We have a great episode that we're going to get into. We have a fantastic interview. Lots of fun today. But first, we need to talk about the thing that is keeping everyone's lives organized right now, and that is Microsoft 365 Copilot.
It sure is, because the world moves fast. Your workday moves even faster. Pitching products, drafting reports, analyzing data. Microsoft 365 Copilot is your AI assistant for work, built into Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and other Microsoft 365 apps that you use, helping you quickly write, analyze, create, and summarize so you can cut through all that clutter and clear the path to your best work. All that little mundane, annoying stuff you have to do, going through all your emails, reading every day. Like, it's just... This helps cut through all the clutter, which is great.
And you can do all of that and learn more at Microsoft.com/M365 Copilot. How are we feeling, everybody? You're like a walking billboard for all big sporting events. Last week you had the Super Bowl hat.
I know.
And you got your now we got all the Olympic sweaters coming out.
Loves sports.
Yeah. I heart sports on your forehead.
And I love the Olympics.
Yes.
Well, I told you guys, I warned everybody that I did purchase multiple sweaters.
Yes.
I had the quarter zip that I've been wearing. And this is the first time I've actually worn the official Olympic sweater out.
I like it a lot.
So had to pull this out because we got the start of the ladies figure skating today, which I'm excited to watch their short programs. And the women's hockey's playing the gold medal match this week as well. So, I'm feeling like you got to pull the sweater out.
Yeah, love it.
There's only so many weeks you can wear the merch.
Of course, because summer is also around the corner.
Yeah.
And then it'll be...
But what's nice is this doesn't say like Winter Olympics, know? So it's like, granted, yes, it's a sweater. So I wouldn't really be wearing it as much in the summer. But
it could be cute by a fire.
Exactly. Like a chilly summer night outside, fire pit.
You got shorts on?
Shorts on. I got the sweater wrapped around my shoulders, just maybe toasted some marshmallows. Just watched gymnastics happen,
So preppy.
Yes, extremely preppy. Yeah. Well, it's Ralph Lauren.
That's true.
It's hard to escape that.
That is true, honey.
For that brand. But yeah, other than that, doing great.
I was real Miss Chatty before this podcast started, and you were like, come on, let's record. Stop talking.
Well, a little behind the scenes of how, the magic is made. But we always kind of set a time for recording. We never start at the time we actually say we're going to start.
No.
It always is way later. But sometimes there is a time when it's like, oh, I actually have something to do after recording. So all the fun ha-ha talk before.
Yeah.
If it goes on too long, then we have to tack it on at the end.
Right.
And imagine we don't finish the episode, then I got to go do the dozen, and then we have to come back here.
Yeah, no thank you. But the thing is, I was just giving everyone a free show. And that's why I said, I was like, oh, you're going to miss out on this comedy gold right now? I'm on a roll.
Well, you and Noah have when you guys start going.
When we start riffing, it's just magic.
When you start going.
You want to come on Rhea Rants tonight? We can continue the magic.
You should.
The people are always asking for you, but I'm like, you know what, guys? He's busy. You
don't want to overexposure,
It's just like that DM I got that I hope either you or Noah get on this.
Which pissed me off because I was like, what about me? The girl who loves to entertain.
Sorry, they'd rather see Noah.
Yeah, I'm like, I love to dance. I love to sing. I love to entertain. But no, let's get Noah on Dancing with the Stars. That shit pissed me off. I was like, are you kidding me?
It was literally what I was dying reading the DM. I said, I have to read this out loud.
No, you were like, if you or Noah. I'm like, I'm not even a part of the show anymore. Fuck me, I guess. Like, fuck. Whatever. Shit.
Noah, if you were on Dancing with the Stars, who would you want to be your partner? Since you're such an avid fan now.
Probably Whitney.
Good
That's
choice.
a good choice.
Yeah.
That is a good choice.
Yeah.
I could see you being paired with Whitney.
I think so. I mean, any of them would be great,
Yeah.
but I think Emma seems fun.
Yeah, Emma's great too.
And maybe because she has experience with a not so great dancer.
Yeah. You're like, if I'm following Andy, I'm in a good place.
Yeah. Because I don't know if I could. I don't know if I have Robert in me.
I say Pasha usually.
Yeah.
But like any of them.
Didn't you say Mark at one point?
I would do Mark. I would do Val.
I mean,
Pasha,
really, it's really you can't go wrong.
Alan, Brandon, Ezra,
Yeah.
like literally anybody.
Yeah, we just joke, just anybody but Gleb.
Yeah, no, yeah, and all of them have their own special, unique qualities about them that make them great. So,
Yep.
really anybody.
And Mark Ballas is on our episode today.
Yes, Mark is on our episode today, and we talked all about Traitors, which is so fun because we could talk about Traitors for
Hours
and hours.
Hours.
You know what pissed me off this morning as I was walking into work?
You're really hitting the piss.
Sorry.
That really pissed me off.
I'm in a mode right now where I feel like I'm entertaining everybody.
The words are coming out sharper.
They're coming out strong and sharp. This person, I was on a crosswalk, walking across the street, passing someone, and they just sneezed out in the open, like, achoo! And like, no.
Yeah.
Excuse you?
Yeah.
When you're in the outside, it's not a free-for-all to just sneeze any which way you want. Go into your elbow. And now I'm sniffling a little bit.
You think that he got you? It was a direct hit?
I think I got directly hit.
You know what you do? You have to hold your breath when that happens until they're like out of the
I didn't
area,
even
or you're
know.
out of the
It just
area.
happened so fast, and I just was
How far away was he?
disgusted.
Close?
Too close.
Yeah,
I
too
was
close.
disgusted. I'm like, well, what kind of barn animal are you to be just doing that, like publicly like that?
I feel like that's mild.
And also
for,
like in a
New York.
suit as well. No, but it's just you're a dressed up man going to work.
I think
and
if
you
you're
just get
around
out in the
other
open,
people, absolutely.
I'm never sneezing openly.
Oh,
Like if
I
you're
know, I
like
am all the
alone
time.
in your apartment, I think I still.
When I walk Olive and there's nobody around me, I'm sneezing.
Just open?
Yeah.
If
there's nobody near me, who cares?
It's not a reflex to go into your arm?
No.
Oh, wow.
Well, I'm walking the dog too. I got one. I'm like,
no. The more you know.
no. If there's somebody walking past me or someone close by, absolutely, then I will. But if I'm on the sidewalk and I have a wide radius around me of no
like
one,
this,
I'll
like,
go, I'll sneeze.
out in the open, achoo!
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm stunned. I'm absolutely stunned. You do that?
When you sneeze as much as I do, you start to give up after a little while. Like
don't
it's
like-
like I sneeze so much. It's exhausting.
I'm sorry. I'm
I don't
not
like
to
aim.
be judgmental, but I am
I still put
taking
my
it
head
back
down.
a little bit.
Like I'll go like if I'm just by myself and I don't feel
Right,
or if I have
maybe
some
in
in my
your
hands,
in your shoulder.
we're just like toward the ground.
It seems
Yeah.
like you guys are just achoo, shimmying it out.
I don't know what to tell you. If there's nobody close by, I don't care about sneezing into, where's...
Oof. No, I think it's just a reflex thing.
Yeah.
Even at home. Like I'm just not just like
Well, at home, I'm not sneezing like crazy.
What
It's
about-
more if I'm outside and there's nobody around me.
yeah.
You're home alone, like farting. Same thing. Like
The way he paused before saying farting. When you're like, farting.
Excuse me. Are you asking me about my farts right now?
I'm saying, like, because obviously you're not going to do it in public, but if you're home, you don't hold it in, like alone.
No, but
No, never.
farting is different than sneezing.
It is.
But it's the same idea of like you don't act the same way when you're alone.
Yeah, but you're covering your mouth when you're around other people. When
You're
you're
holding a
sneezing,
fart
it's
in.
like but your fart's not gonna get anybody sick.
Yeah, I mean, unless you fart on their face and give them pink eye,
Yeah,
like
the only person you're hurting is yourself when you're holding in the fart.
Or
yeah,
maybe-
you're gonna
maybe
give yourself a
cough is
stomach
better
ache.
comparison.
Yeah. Why not a fart because you're home alone? Like, go for it.
Nobody. I'm not covering my
Yeah.
asshole with my hands to cover my fart.
Or holding it in, give yourself a tummy ache.
You're walking on the street. You're like,
Yeah. Maybe you're holding it in when you're around other people because you don't want to fart next to them.
Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's different than a
That's different.
sneeze.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh shit! Wow. Oh, that made me laugh hard. Anyways,
You just gotta walk a little when you sneeze, as much as I sneeze.
you got to figure that out.
I know. But it's always it's the worst for me in the mornings.
Yeah.
So like I get up right away and go and take Olive out, and that's the time when I'm like, my eyes are watering, my nose is running, like, because I gotta get. It's like when I wake up, is my allergies are always so bad. So
I could pretty much make an excuse for anything you do. Like,
Hey,
you know what
I
it is?
appreciate that.
It's like if somebody else were to tell me, I would be like, ugh.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what?
Well,
you do
I'm
you.
not sneezing all over people. Like,
Yeah, it's just I'm like, fine.
If I'm around other people, I'm
Yeah.
absolutely not sneezing willy nilly.
Yeah, well, definitely don't be farting either.
No, don't.
I literally need a clip of Noah just sitting back, pausing.
Yeah. What about like farting?
That's another one where you'll be like, clip that, and I'll be like, I feel like out of context that might not be.
No, but it's funny.
Yeah.
It's funny. Moving on. Tour is right around the corner, so make sure you
sure
guys
is.
are getting your tickets. We'll be announcing guests very, very soon, and we can't wait to see you guys there. So tickets are on sale now. We are headed to Charlotte, Seattle, San Diego, Dallas, Boston, and Minneapolis, and
Heck
we want
yeah.
to see your beautiful faces there. So, and don't forget your signs. If you're coming to a show, make sure you bring a sign.
Can't wait.
Can't wait to see those. And all right, let's get into the rest of today's episode. We're going to be talking about the America's Next Top Model documentary that premiered Monday night.
A lot of thoughts.
Hannah Montana 20th anniversary special. We also have a great interview with Mark Ballas talking all about Traitors. Lots of Traitors questions. And we have the popcorner. So let's get into the topics. The Game Time app gives fans the advantage with constant innovation. It's how you unlock amazing tickets and experiences in just a few taps. So simple to use. The Game Time guarantee means you get 100% authentic tickets on time at the best price. No surprises. Fees are included in the price you see, and what you see is what you pay, period. We just talked about Hilary Duff doing a worldwide tour. She's going to be at MSG, and I am going to be taking a look at those tickets. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets to every type of event with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHICKS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CHICKS for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. America's Next Top Model documentary, 3-part series, premiered on Monday.
Look, we took away one thing from watching this, and Tyra's really not that sorry.
I was absolutely
She's really not.
stunned watching this, by the way. Does she have an authentic bone in her body? Like,
I
I'm
don't
sorry.
know.
I felt like she was really not sorry. And even when things were explained to her,
Yeah.
I'm like, why?
It seemed like she almost had a character on the whole time too. Does that
seemed
make
like she
sense? Like
was-
she was
yes.
like looking in the camera and being like,
and she
like
was
model
talking
smile. Yeah.
like this, like she
Yeah.
was hosting.
Yeah.
It just didn't feel real.
and
It didn't
even the
feel
emotional
genuine.
stuff with the other people on the show, like she was like, after they were all fired, and she was like, and I cried myself to sleep that night.
I was like, I don't believe
I was
you.
like, I don't believe you either. I mean, look, there's one side of me that's like, okay, I guess good for her. She's standing by clearly how she feels about it. But at the same time, it's like, it blows my mind that she can't be honest and vulnerable and admit that they made mistakes. Because it's like acknowledging that there were mistakes, but everything was like a but this is how reality TV worked. But I wasn't in production. But I didn't know the cameras were still going. But this is what the audience wanted.
It was a blame game for everybody.
It was,
Everybody
it
was
was.
blaming somebody else for something. And I just didn't understand why I couldn't feel like she was genuinely sorry about literally anything. And Ken,
Yeah.
he was definitely not sorry about anything either.
Yeah.
And I was sort of blown away by watching it, because
Yeah.
no part of me was watching it going, oh wow, they really know that they
Besides
messed up
maybe-
sometimes.
Right. What was the one shoot that Ken was like, yeah, that was wrong? The violence one.
But that was the only one that he was
Yeah, no,
like,
I know.
he was like, that one I'll say is
that
bad.
one I'll hand up. That one was a mistake.
Oh, not all the other ones that were mentioned?
It's crazy. And what's crazy is they really kind of doubled down on so much. Like, I know people always talk about the like race swapping shoot. And then it's like, oh, and then they did it again 9 cycles later, which is like a lot of seasons later to do it again. And with the stuff with Shandy that is so insane and heartbreaking and crazy, the fact that she went on Tyra's talk show and Tyra played the footage that she clearly didn't want to watch for everyone else to watch again, like at that point later, like years later, is mind-blowing to me. To not think like, oh, we should maybe not play this on TV again.
The Shandy stuff was so insane to me because for some reason, when they were all talking about what happened, it was almost like they still couldn't wrap their head around what they did wrong.
Yeah.
And they just kept saying, well, you know, it's a show and we film everything.
Right.
That's not the issue.
That's not the issue.
The issue is that you were watching a girl who was clearly obliterated,
Yeah.
be taken advantage of in her extremely drunk state.
Yeah.
And what you should have done was, hey, let's send these guys home.
Yep.
She's clearly not in the right state of mind right now to be making these decisions. That's where you fucked up.
Yeah.
They kept just trying to excuse them filming it all. It's like, no, the problem is that nobody stopped
Nobody
to
stopped
stop
it.
this.
Nobody stopped it. And on top of that, it's like they then watched it back
and
said, "Oh, we can put this on
right.
TV."
And they doubled down on it. It was like they didn't stop it.
And
And
Ken
then they
was
were
like, "There was
we're-"
more that we didn't air."
Yeah, acting
what?
acting
like that
he
they
was
aired like the good stuff.
Right, they were acting like they were the good guys by being like, there was more we
There's
could have
more
shown.
Oh
excuse
my
me,
God.
that's horrible. You are
Yeah.
now admitting that even more happened with this poor girl that you did not stop, you filmed and broadcasted on television.
Yeah.
And it's like, and then it broke, that whole, it just broke my heart because I'm like,
know.
you know, this young girl, she thinks that this was her fault. Her boyfriend, she's then forced to call her boyfriend on camera. And at no point does anyone step in to be like, Shandy, this wasn't your fault. Like,
Yeah.
you know, and that broke my heart because it was, you know,
like the girl talk with Tyra being like talking about cheating
and it was
like,
just like,
did you cheat? Like, it's like, I don't know. That just really, and I know that people have been having these conversations about Tyra in this show for a long time, but really seeing it all happen. And then there's almost instances where it seemed like Tyra in the interviews couldn't even remember what they were referring to, which I think is even worse because it's like, oh, you're living in your la la land of like, I didn't do anything wrong. You don't even, it's clearly not sitting on your mind. Like, it's clearly not in the back of your head, like, oh man, like that was a mistake when we did that. She's like, remind me again, like what that was. It's like, oh, you don't even fucking remember?
yeah, it was wild. I was watching the whole time, just kind of, first of all, you know, the fact that we grew up watching this show and I'm kind of looking back on like what I watched and I'm like, ugh, you know, like I'm just like, as a lot of young women did watching this show, seeing what was broadcasted that goes into your brain and you're like, a lot of it was disgusting.
I know.
And you're just a lot of disappointment.
Yeah, and it seemed like Tyra went into it with the right intentions of wanting to sort of disrupt the industry and having these conversations. But then the show had such a shift. Like, it wasn't in favor of these girls. They weren't helping these girls. It was like, well, now where do these girls fit in the industry? And it wasn't like, how do we get them to break into this industry and disrupt the industry? It's, oh no, how do we get them to fit in to this already fucked up industry? So in Tyra's mind, she's like, well, I'm just, I'm trying to help them. I'm helping them. I'm giving them advice that if they want a long career, they got to change this, and this so that they can fit into the industry.
Yeah.
Instead of like embracing and loving what they have and being like, we're going to get you through these doors.
Yeah.
And you're going to be a disruptor. It was like, no, actually, let's change your teeth. Let's change this. Let's change your hair. Let's change all these things so that you can fit the mold of what these agents want. And it really does feel like Tyra doubles down on that too, where it's like, I knew that agents weren't going to want to they weren't going to want to sign her. They weren't she wasn't going to get these kinds of big big deals
Right. And
with that look.
one of the journalists even said, like, watching it with adult eyes, which
Yeah.
was kind of how I felt watching this documentary. Was
Yeah,
that, like, when
yeah.
I watched the show, I was a kid.
Yeah.
And now I'm watching it as an adult, and I'm just like, oh, it just
Yeah.
leaves this bad taste in your mouth. And seeing the way they picked apart all these women. And honestly, like, Tyra can say, I did this show to make it, try to make a change. She wanted a hit show.
Yeah,
And she
totally.
you know what I mean? She wanted to make a hit television show. And I think she used the guise of, oh, I want to break molds in the industry.
And once they started to realize that they was like, oh, what's good TV, what's not.
Then they were just like, we're just
Right.
trying to make an
Yeah.
entertaining show.
Yeah,
Because they
and-
knew
yeah.
the problems that these women were going to run
Yeah.
into. And Danielle spoke, and
Yeah.
she said that Tyra called her 15 years later to be like, I knew that,
Yeah.
doors were being shut on you, and like I didn't do anything to help it.
Yeah.
And that is so, and she's like, how fucked up is that? Like, you knew
Yeah.
and you didn't do anything to help me.
Doesn't really seem like she did much to help anybody afterwards. And and they sort of touch on this in the documentary of like, the show became so huge that the storylines of the show really started to take over more than, who is the best model and those kinds of things. Like talking about maybe not using the best picture from some of the shoots to be used in like the eliminations because, they know that this girl needs to make it to the next week over another girl, and sort of manipulating it in that way. But it really seemed like none of the girls got any help doing anything after the shows, or any sort of good advice or mentorship or anything to help them actually break into the modeling world. They touched on the Tiffany moment, which is the obviously big viral moment that everybody we were rooting for you.
I've never yelled at a girl like this in my life.
Yeah, exactly. Which we all know so clearly. But I saw that she posted on Instagram and basically just like said that all the shit that like Tyra was saying, she doesn't really believe. She'd said that Tyra had said a lot more. In the caption, she wrote, "Hold up at Tyra Banks. Let's keep it cute. You are one lying ass, tied ass bitch. You know how you treated me the whole time, off and on camera. You was a bully. You treated me like shit and said the nastiest things about me and my son. This is not how the argument went, but y'all edited it to make it look like you cared." She said, "Fuck the shade room, fuck your weird ass fans, and fuck you, Tyra Banks. I bet you won't sit down with me face to face and talk about it. Also, fuck my family too. I roll emojis. Y'all don't ever defend me. I got more money and helping more people than all or many of the top models, but that's the update y'all give. Damn shame." And she goes, just like, damn, it's been over 20 years, all these things, you still, like, whatever.
Yeah,
Talking about it, but there's no love lost for a lot of these girls in Tyra.
And I don't think that, like, I don't know what Tyra thought was going to come from her being in this documentary.
Yeah.
If she thought that she did a good job explaining herself, or clearing her name,
Yeah.
or whatever it was. But to me, it did quite the opposite.
I think it did the opposite too. I think it actually probably hurt her more than helped her, because
Right.
there's also so many more moments, and it felt like everybody else was really open about what was going on, as far as like Miss J and Jim Manuel and Nigel, like all talking about their experiences, and Jay talking about his relationship with Tyra and that kind of exploding, and him wanting to leave the show, and the tension and all that there. And they didn't speak. She emailed, "I'm so disappointed," was the only thing he heard back from her. And then when she was asked about it, she was like, "Oh, I don't really want to talk about, like, I should call him." It's like, that's not, you're filming a documentary. That's not the answer. That actually makes you look worse, I think.
And I don't know if she called him, but
I would, my guess would be no.
and then Jay talking about how she wouldn't talk to him off camera once he said he was going to leave,
Yeah.
and then would only like play on camera. I don't know.
It all got crazy. Miss J had a stroke, And
So sad.
I don't think I realized that.
Yeah.
Just such an icon.
Was in a coma for weeks.
Yeah. 5 weeks, I think
Yeah.
they said. And you also, did Tyra reach out? No.
Oh.
They clearly haven't had any of these conversations. But when you see the three of them all together, there's clearly a lot of love still there within the three of them. Not so much Tyra.
Yeah.
And I think it was telling too when they were talking about how when they were on the street and they were recognized and like they're like, oh, that's Tyra because those are they're
Jays.
freaking out about the Jays and being like, oh, that didn't sit right with Tyra. Like, yeah, no shit.
Yeah, I could tell.
And also it's not that what goes around comes around, but it's like, hey, this show went on for way too long. As you all see, it was like cycle, whatever. And you're like, okay, they were really trying anything at that point. And once they got rid of that original group, it's like, oh, Tyra was so heartbroken and so sad. She's saying it was the hardest thing ever. She really didn't say anything to them directly. Never really had any conversations with them. And then, like I said, what goes around comes around. Years later, it's like they want to fire Tyra. So it's like, I don't know. It so much of it really reflected poorly on how she handled relationships with the girls on the show and with those three as well.
All around.
Yeah.
Just all around.
Yeah.
And
But some of the girls seems like, some of them certainly don't fully regret doing the show or any of those things. Like it felt like some of the girls like, hey, I would do something like this again, different, but I would do something like this again.
yeah.
So
I think a lot of it
interesting.
came with disappointment
Yeah.
of how like Ebony talking about how
Yeah.
she was just disappointed with the way that Tyra treated her and the way
Yep.
she called her and certain words that she used with her because she thought that she would understand and she felt like the script was kind of flipped
Yeah.
on her because she was expecting something else from Tyra.
Yeah.
So people who thought Tyra was going to be like a mentor to them
Yeah.
just actually turns out she just wanted to,
Yep.
she was just trying to make good TV and made people feel shitty about themselves.
Yep. And the same thing even with Kenya when she was, first of all, she had to deal with a lot because the fact that they were like, we really had to retouch your photos because, you're eating so much, just like so ridiculous. And then doing that shoot with those guys and one of them being, kind of creepy and touching her too much and making her uncomfortable. And instead of supporting her in that moment, there was no support.
No.
And no understanding.
Instead
which
of
is
telling the
crazy.
guy to stop,
Yeah.
they told Kenya that you should tell him to
Yeah.
stop.
And Tyra's like, you
say
should,
it as
make a little joke about it.
and like say it lightly. And it's like, no, somebody from the set
Yeah.
should step in and tell this guy to stop.
Yeah.
And I feel like maybe Tyra took out a lot of what maybe happened to her in the industry.
I was going to say the
out
exact same
on
thing.
These
Yeah.
women.
Totally.
And was kind of like, well, I dealt with this, so
Yep.
you need to deal with it. Instead of completely changing and flipping and
Couldn't agree more.
changing the mold of like they kept saying, like they just kept using this one line from Jay Manuel that they, we wanted to change the industry when we did
Yeah.
this show. They just kept repeating that line. And
Yeah.
I'm like, but then you just treated all these women the same. Because then they would go, well, then we were just treating them like how they did in the industry. And it's like,
Yeah.
well, do you want to change the industry or you want to treat them like the industry? Then you got Janice
Right.
Dickinson.
So you want to change the industry or you want to get them ready for the industry?
Right. And then you have Janice Dickinson who,
Oh, it's awful.
oh my God. Like
Awful.
the shit that, it's so damaging. It really is. And it's damaging for, first of all the women
Yeah.
on the show that experienced this. And even some of them still spoke about how much those comments still
Yeah.
stick with them. They still
Yeah.
can't see themselves in a positive light and they pick apart their bodies. But for everybody watching as well who, is like picking apart themselves because of this shit.
Yeah,
Like,
and that's another person too that you think, someone else who was in the industry for a really long time and I'm sure got torn to pieces time and time again, and they're so jaded and almost like brainwashed in a way that they then push all of that onto these younger girls that you're just, and they're like, well, this is what people are going to say. It's just, I'm just being honest because I know how the industry works.
When she said that Janice Dickinson was like, she needs to lose 100 pounds. And Tyra was like, then she'd be 30 pounds. And Janice goes, yeah, that'd be better. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like it's horrible.
And they also knew that saying those things, it was controversial, it was provocative. It was like people, the shock value was there. So I think it was like, oh, wow. Oh my God. Did you hear what she said on that episode? Like that's, so many people were having those conversations. So they definitely just got, like, they got lost in the reality TV madness of all that.
And then they started showing, you know, how much it changed now. Like, I mean, look at Kendall Jenner.
Yeah.
Like the Hadids, like a lot of like reality TV family become supermodels, but there was a stigma about coming from a reality show and being from Top Model and being, you know, kind of just thrown away to the side. You're not really signed with the agency.
Yeah.
You think your life's going to change and then, you know, you're kind of just pushed to the side. But the whole thing was wild. And I had to say, like, I was watching it being like, I can't believe that. Like,
I know.
I don't, like watching Tyra made me uncomfortable, I have to say. Like, I just felt like she was putting on just a fake thing the whole time and not even fake in a way that she was apologizing because she really wasn't. Like she was, you know?
It was still very much trying to be like, I'm proud of like the crazy show that we built. Yeah, there were some bumps in the road. But all in all, you know, we were just trying to make good TV. Like felt like that's really all we were getting.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy because they were not exactly little bumps.
No, and you can acknowledge the mistakes that you made. Like, oh man.
Yeah. Just like no ownership really. It's just a lot of deflecting, a lot of blaming other people. Oh, that was production. Oh, I didn't have anything to do with that. Oh, this was that, you know, and you're like, well, you were the face of the show. So
yeah. Oh God. Yeah, that was something.
Yeah.
I want to see if she comes out and says anything. Has she said anything about it?
No, I don't think so.
I don't know what she would say.
Well, she's living in Australia now with her ice cream shop. So
yeah,
does she even really care?
Right. She might not even care.
She hasn't posted. Her last post is from February 7th on Instagram.
And then I was sad to hear Shandy and her boyfriend couldn't make it work. They tried to. She would get yelled at on the street. It's just
awful.
awful.
So sad.
Yeah.
To have to relive that and see that, I couldn't believe when they fucking played it again on the Tyra Banks show. Like this insanity.
You know what? And it's so crazy, and not just America's Next Top Model, but just like television and talk shows in general. Used to be so insane and out of line, and it was considered quote unquote normal because it's like what everyone did.
Right. That's like Ken was referencing the halftime Janet Jackson and was like, you know, after that they're the regulators. But we're a little more strict.
Even like journalists interview it, like the way that they would ask people questions was so invasive.
Yeah, well, totally.
And thank God it has changed.
Yeah.
You know, because it was insane. So crazy. Moving on, exciting announcement: Hannah Montana 20th anniversary special coming to Disney Plus, and it's hosted by Alex Cooper. And I just have to say, I just don't get where Alex Cooper comes into this. I am very excited for a Hannah Montana special, 20th anniversary. I just I'm interested to see what happens here because I am confused where Alex Cooper comes into play for Hannah Montana 20th anniversary special.
Well, she's interviewing her.
Oh, so it's like a sit down.
It's a sit down. Yeah,
like mediating.
Like a mediator. Okay.
Yes.
Because I was like, why aren't we just having other people from Hannah Montana do this?
That would be better, I think, anyway.
Like it just seems
I get what you're saying.
little confusing to me.
It really probably could have been hosted by Miley and like having other conversations, but so the special will be filmed in front of a live studio audience and will feature an exclusive in-depth interview with Miley hosted by Alex Cooper. The conversation will offer an intimate look at the creation of one of pop culture's most iconic characters and the lasting impact the show and character have had on fans around the world. With heartfelt nostalgia and fresh perspective, Cyrus will revisit the moments, music, and memories that defined an era Viewers will be treated to never-before-seen archival footage, while some of the most memorable sets from Hannah Montana are brought back to life, including the Stewart family living room and the legendary Hannah Montana closet. There will also be some familiar notes, there's asterisks, notes that find their way back into the spotlight, which makes me think she sings, I would hope, right? Like,
Yeah.
there's some familiar notes.
Yeah.
So maybe she also sings a couple songs. It really does kind of sound like a lot of what Alex does already. You know, like to me, because I feel like her Call Her Daddy episodes have gotten really, really like there's a really high production value on a lot of them now. Like she's traveling to these people. They're not only doing full interviews, but they're kind of like vlogging, or there's a performance, or like Zayn was just on. There's all these. There's a whole nother element to it that makes me think that they paired up to do this, and then it's kind of that same similar product, but will be on Disney Plus. I was holding out hope because there were all these rumors about a potential one-night show somewhere, and that really excited me. Like
too.
a one-night show, that was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
One night.
I would have put my kidney on the black market.
Yeah, so I like kind of got my hopes up a little too much about that. There were a lot of rumors like around local New York City social that perhaps it was going to be at MSG. Like rumors were flying, and I was like, oh my God, like I will do anything to get in the door if that is what it is. But I think that, I think this is going to be a lot of fun. Obviously, we haven't heard Miley really talk so in depth about the show in a long time, and getting to see more behind the scenes stuff. I hope maybe there's some other cast members involved.
That's my thing, is like, this will be great because we will learn a lot, and we'll get an interview and the whole thing. But for me, when I initially heard that, I'm like, okay, but what about some other cast members? What about Emily Osment? What about Jackson Earl? Like, what about other Mitchell Musso? Like, other cast members that were involved in Hannah Montana sort of being included in this. And now, Miley is Hannah Montana, so she is the main star and the main person pulling me into this.
Yep.
Of course. But I'm interested to see, and I'm excited no matter what, because anything having to do with Hannah Montana excites me. But maybe they still will announce a concert. I don't know. I'm holding out hope that they'll announce this and go, and by the way, we're doing a one night only.
That's definitely true. This may not be the only Hannah thing that Miley does this year, but it is going to be out March 24th on Disney Plus. I'm assuming they already filmed it, would be my guess. But I guess maybe they could not have, but I feel like they did.
Yeah, I couldn't make a guess, honestly.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not exactly sure. My thing is just like filming this in front of a live audience. I'm sure they take everyone's phone and all those things, but the way I would be telling everybody I know
that you were there,
that I was there.
Yeah.
Spread like wildfire that they filmed it. So
Right.
maybe they haven't yet.
Maybe they haven't, because it's got to get out somewhere that someone was there.
Yeah.
Nobody has said anywhere that they were at it'd be on TikTok or something.
Right. It's like, oh, I got this invite to this. Maybe, something outside like the studio or wherever. They're taking my phone now.
Right. I'm going in.
Yeah, you're going in. So maybe it hasn't happened yet, but it's coming out March 24th, like I said. And Miley sounds pumped to talk about it. She said, Hannah Montana will always be a part of who I am. What started as a TV show became a shared experience that shaped my life and the lives of fans of so many. And I'll always be thankful for that connection. The fact that it still means so much to people all these years later is something I'm very proud of. This Hanniversary is my way of celebrating and thanking the fans who stood by me for 20 years.
Miley, you have no idea how much Hannah Montana means to us.
Yeah,
you really just have no idea.
No idea.
So thank you.
Yeah, so it's going to be great. And I'm hoping like there's a few songs to end the show,
Yeah, that would be just a bonus.
Nobody's perfect.
Yeah. If we could just hear her sing a little bit, we'll be
even
happy.
just like a little best of both worlds.
I bet all the money in the world that she sings. There's no way that they do
Right,
this
there's no way
without her
she
singing
doesn't.
Like,
Yeah.
there's just no way.
She puts the wig on.
Oh my gosh,
She has to put the wig on.
She's got to put the wig on.
She has to put the wig on. Wow.
Putting the wig back on.
That would be sick. Ooh, I bet another trailer comes out where she's putting the wig on. Ooh,
Wow.
I'm very excited.
I'm speechless.
Yeah. I'm very excited. March
That's
24th,
rendered me speechless.
we have a lot to look forward to.
Yeah. I can't wait to see it and hope that that wig still fits perfectly.
Yes. And we know it will. 'cause
Yes.
It's hers.
Yep.
All right, that wraps up the topics. We're about to get into Pop Corner, but first I want to remind you how good Truly Hard Seltzer is. Truly Hard Seltzer delivers a juicy, refreshing fruit flavor that tastes exactly what you're craving. It's light and easy to drink, and it makes it perfect for spending time with friends and letting the day unfold naturally. It's a weekend, it's a Saturday, you want to sit back, crack open a Truly Hard Seltzer, and just let the day unfold as it should with delicious Truly. With just 5% ABV and only 100 calories, you can enjoy it without the heavy feeling. With more variety and creativity than other hard seltzers, Truly makes sharing simple and ensures that there's something for everyone. Make your dreams come Truly and Truly Hard Seltzer near you, or visit www.trulyhardseltzer.com. All right, let's get into the Pop Corner, where we take your hot takes, your voicemails, and your opinions. Let's get into it. Noah, play the first voicemail.
Hey, Rhea and Fran. This is Molly from Oakton, Virginia. My hot take, or maybe more of a question, is related to Traitors. There is no way I am the only one who notices that the faithfuls who come into breakfast last are always the faithfuls that the Traitors are debating whether or not they should kill. How do the faithfuls not track this every morning at breakfast? And then I feel like it would be so easy to figure out who the traitors are. It's such a big clue that nobody ever talks about, and I feel like none of the traitors, none of the faithfuls or the traitors ever talk about it, and nobody watches this show talk about it either, and it drives me crazy. So anyways, I guess my question is this something that you girls have talked about or thought about, and why do you think it is? It isn't more talked about. All right. Thanks, girls.
I think I kind of missed what she said. She was saying that the faithfuls are always at breakfast early, like before the...
Yeah, but
No,
the
last.
last people to walk through the door are the people that the traitors were contemplating murdering.
Right.
And...
Oh, I get what you're saying.
And then it walks in, and it's like the 3 or 2 people that they were talking about murdering last night, but they didn't. And then the one that they did is come in.
Right.
I did see somewhere, and I do not know how true this is that they film it multiple different ways, and that it might be just for editing purposes for TV.
Yeah, right.
That we are seeing that it's just suspense build for us to be like.
How would they film it different ways when everyone's in the room and they like all like react to like them walking in? Unless
like
it's just
redoing
fake.
it.
I think
that would just be fully fake then.
I don't know. Yeah, that's
that
why.
Seems like bullshit.
Yeah, that's why I have no idea if that's true either. But
I would hope not that way.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like, oh, well, do entering breakfast again, like from the top, everybody.
Right.
Because they talk, like, that's such a big talking point of, like, you reacted this way, you dropped your fork when he walked in. Like, if it was fake, that seems like that'd just be...
No, I agree. And I feel like... maybe even just with like the last few people is where they would want to try and switch it up different ways, but you can't like go back through the door once you're seeing, you know?
No.
So I feel I don't know. I guess it makes a lot of sense to think about it that way, is like, oh, but then not every time.
Yeah, they mix them together with like random people.
Not every time it's like every person who was being talked about. It's always... There's always a couple, for sure.
And it's
but
not
then maybe
like,
there's someone else mixed in that wasn't on the chopping block.
And it's not like anyone would know who they were talking about.
Yeah.
Or,
it's
well,
more
I
like
guess
if you,
people
if you,
are
like,
up for murder.
And it's more of like if you catch on to that's the thing, then like you could just guess.
Right. And I guess if you also thought like, wow, Stevens, but they mix it up day to day. So it's not like, oh, Steven's been on the chopping block for a few days. He's been the last one in every single breakfast.
Yeah.
To like add it up that way. It's like they mix them in. Mm-hmm. But I get what you're saying.
To pay attention a little bit more.
Yeah, maybe you're just really having to like write that down and
I'm wondering if it's an editing thing though.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It could be.
Just to build suspense for the viewer to be like, who did they murder?
Yeah. But
no,
not
they
in
definitely
order.
build
But
suspense. I just don't know how they film it out of order because like you see the room react.
well, Maria's saying they're filming it in order. It's an editing that they mix it up.
No, I know what you're saying. I'm just like, I don't know how they would do that.
I don't know. I don't know either. I honestly I don't know either. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah. I guess. I don't know. I feel like maybe sometimes when it's three people coming through the door at the end and they're like, oh, like maybe they're not actually the last people through the door.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sometimes. I don't know.
Traitors is one of those shows where I feel like I almost don't want to know like what goes on production wise because I feel like a lot of it is probably kind of
Yeah.
curate.
Well, you know
it.
they have to redo some stuff. It's TV.
Yeah,
Like,
and
No,
it's
I
not-
know.
also,
some. I
like,
the shots of them like writing in their books at night in their bed obviously are like fake
yeah.
posing.
and they have to
stuff.
film them pretending to go to sleep because
Yeah.
like going up the stairs to be like, I'm
Yeah.
going to bed because they don't sleep in the castle.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's fine. But like
Yeah.
if it's actually like, I
no,
feel like that
they're
would
not
be affecting
fucking with the
gameplay.
game.
Yeah.
They're not affecting gameplay.
No,
with production.
not gameplay. No. But like sometimes if somebody messes up something they're saying, they gotta redo it.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, but
That is interesting, though.
It
We got to
is,
pay
it
attention
is.
a little bit more to that.
that is true. I feel like everyone is thinking about that though. Like I bet you Mark's notes. He was like, this person came into breakfast last. All these things,
It would have been a good question to ask him.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Damn. If only we had this question earlier.
Yeah. All right, moving on.
Hey, Rhea, Fran, Noah, and Olive. This is Rory from Wilmington, North Carolina. I wanted to know if you guys have seen anything about Chris Harrison's new spin-off show. Not spin-off, but like new reality dating show. I've seen it all over my Instagram, and the picture for it, like the announcement of it, looks like AI gone wrong. Like it just doesn't look real. It's an old picture of Chris Harrison. I just don't know if this is real, and like if it is real, why does the advertisement look like that? And then if you do think it's real, like, are you behind this? Do you think Chris Harrison can make a comeback? Like, I just need to know your thoughts and if anybody else has seen this, because I've seen it everywhere. Thanks. Love you guys. Bye.
Love you too. I
it-
have not seen this.
It is real. Oh, you haven't?
No.
Okay, so I mean, this is on Chris Harrison's own Instagram, and he's working with a reality TV producer is also tagged in the post. So it is a poorly curated graphic, but I don't really think that means anything. Like, I think it's just a bad graphic. But they are now casting, it says dating for a traditional marriage. Chris Harrison is back hosting a brand new dating series. A prominent streaming service is casting single men and women, 21 plus, who want a traditional marriage-minded partnership built on commitment and shared values. We're looking for singles who believe in clear roles, long-term commitment, and building a life together, and who are dating with real intention. Apply now, and then it's Chris Harrison's caption says, it's time to help people find love again, now casting. So I guess they're bringing this back. To be honest, I don't really have any interest in this.
No.
Happy
Boring.
for Chris, I guess, but at the same time, this isn't
No.
this isn't bringing me in. I don't really like some of the wordage they're
Yeah,
using.
I don't
here.
like that they're like, let's get back to it. Let's get
Yeah.
the traditional
Some of the,
roles in marriage.
some of the verbiage, I'm like I don't really know clear roles. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, so what you
Get in the kitchen.
Yeah, it's like all women who just want to find the man to take care of them and provide. Like, is that the show we're getting here? I don't know. I'm not fully into that. I don't really know what kind of different vibe this is going to be, but I guess he's back on. So
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be, I don't know, like a miss. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it just seems like the time had come.
Right.
And it was...
and look, the audience, like people were. I'm sure there's people out here that will want to watch this.
Yeah.
You know, but
Speaking of bad promos, though.
the comments are pretty funny.
The Taylor Frankie Paul Bachelor promo, who edited that?
You thought it was bad?
There was something off about the editing of her like walk through. It like had the millennial pause at the beginning.
Oh, that yeah,
Like her, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like
yeah.
I feel like they did her
It's
dirty.
just in front of It's just in front of a like green screen, like It's like
Yeah.
a weird green screen. I think.
I just felt like they did her dirty with that promo.
Yeah, I think it's just like unfortunately a weird green screen. But other than that, I don't think it is because it's like it's very high def on her, but then there's moving video.
Yeah,
like,
and then she's like
the
walking,
background.
but it looks awkward.
Yeah,
But I am excited for her season. But I
same.
was
Yeah,
confused by that promo.
I won't be. I don't know what sound just played on my phone. I will not be. I don't know if I'll be tuning into the Chris Harrison.
No, I don't think
new
so.
Dating show for clear roles in traditional marriage.
Yeah, I don't think so on that. All right, moving on.
Hi, guys. This is Sam from Illinois. I just recorded another one and I sounded like an absolute moron, so just ignore that. But my hot take is that I think more books should be turned into TV shows rather than movies. I think it allows for so much more time to tell the full story, to get the background, build tension between the characters. Like The Housemaid specifically should be a series where book 1 is season 1 and then book 2 is season 2 and so on. And then maybe Sydney Sweeney would be a better actor because I think she's a better TV actor than she is a movie actor if you look at her track record. So yeah, I just think more books should be adapted into TV shows and not movies. Let me know what you guys think. Bye.
I like that a lot. I agree with it.
Yeah.
I totally agree. I think that it allows more space to go in depth. They can even add, you have more than enough in the book and then add shit.
Yeah,
You know what
right.
I mean? You got N plus more. I totally agree. I think that any book can be made into a TV show.
Yeah.
And I think when it gets made into a movie, you got to cut shit out and
Look at Game of Thrones. Like, imagine if they tried to like squeeze all this into one movie instead of like multiple
no,
shows.
it would never
Yeah, it's
work.
straight up
it would
impossible.
never work. And I like that. I like that idea. And I think you're right.
Yeah, I agree. But then I also think that there are plenty of times where it does work and you still get a great product as a movie because you need some of them to become movies. It's like I think of Harry Potter. Obviously, you lose a lot in the movies, but the movies are still fantastic. So there's still a lot of joy that the movies can bring. But yes, there is always going to be some stuff missing that's in a book. And now they're making a TV show. They're going to have more stuff that's going to be from the books. But some of these big movies, like the new Ryan Gosling movie that's coming out, Project Hail Mary, is a book.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's like, make that into a big blockbuster movie when there's certain things. But I think like the mystery, there's certain genres, I think. Like that mystery, thriller, romance world works really well as TV shows because there's more to work with. There's more details. You get so much more to put the puzzle pieces together than when they take it and make it a movie, and then a lot of that stuff gets lost.
Totally. Even like going back to People We Meet on Vacation, the way I didn't read the book, but the way that it was described to me, that like you could have had multiple episodes that were each summer.
Yeah,
You know,
totally.
like it could have been broken up like that. So I do think it does depend on the genre, but I do like what you're saying, and I think that some of these books could look more towards a TV show than a movie.
I think of Seven Husbands all the time too, when it's like TV show, movie, TV show, movie,
Seven
TV show.
Husbands could be a
It's
TV
like
show.
Seven Husbands to me would be such a good TV show, and for a while it was like, oh, it's going to be a movie, and it's like,
There's
well,
so much information in Seven Husbands
I
that
know.
I feel
You're
like
a TV show would just be so much
right,
better.
a movie might be doing it a disservice.
Especially when it's broken up in certain chapters or characters that you're like, it so clearly can be a limited series.
Right, and yes, for sure. Ugh, now you got me all worked up on these TV shows.
I know.
Oh, shit. All right, let's do one more. Acorns believes that everybody has the potential to be a great investor. That's why they make it so easy to start investing. With Acorns, you can sign up and give your money a chance to grow in 5 minutes. You can even start investing with just your spare change. Acorns will round every purchase you make up to the nearest dollar and automatically invest your spare change for you. And with Acorns Potential Screen, you get a clear view of how your money could grow over time. Plus, you can quickly adjust how much you're investing every day, week, or month to make sure you're building towards your goals. Ready to see your money's potential? Sign up now and Acorns will boost your new account with a $20 bonus investment. Head to acorns.com/chicks to download the Acorns app to get started. Paid non-client endorsement compensation provides incentive to positively promote Acorns. Tier 2 compensation provided. Potential subject to various factors such as customers' accounts, age, and investment settings. Does not include Acorns fees. Results do not predict or represent the performance of any Acorns portfolio. Investment results will vary. Investing involves risk. Acorns Advisors, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. View important disclosures at acorns.com/chicks.
Hi, Rhea, Fran, and Noah. It's Olivia. My sister Sarah and I love your podcast and text about it all the time.
You.
And we've been wanting to send you a hot take / opinion that we're curious to hear your opinions on. But essentially, we both have a really hard time getting into shows when we know that the cast stop getting along or don't like each other to begin with. Some recent examples are like Gavin from Summer I Turned Pretty, Rudy from Outer Banks, and Karamo from Queer Eye. And something about knowing that they don't get along just really takes us out of the show. And it's not even about shipping people outside of shows. It's just so hard to believe the acting in scripted shows when you know they don't like each other, and enjoy reality TV when they don't like each other. On the flip side, casts like Friends or Modern Family that get along so well just give you this warm and cozy feeling when you watch them. Other people might not have this issue, but we do. So we're just curious how you feel on this topic. Love you.
Love you too. Now,
Interesting.
it is interesting because I feel like we know too much now, right?
Right,
we know so much behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Whereas like back in the day, like thinking about Sopranos, when they talk about the Sopranos now, it's like Edie Falco's like, it was a working relationship with James Gandolfini.
Yeah.
Like we were not,
Yeah.
And hearing that now, you're like, oh, really?
Yeah. But even with Friends, I don't think like they were all like they're all very close, but
excuse me, they were best friends.
no,
Watch your
I'm
mouth.
sure
they ate lunch together every day.
I'm just sure that they had their ups and downs.
Yes,
Like
right.
between, and that's natural.
It's
like
10
sometimes you
seasons.
exactly. Like sometimes you're going to gravitate more towards this person this year and the other, and
With
like
an
friendships
ensemble cast.
with an ensemble cast. It's just, you are right, Rhea, that we just know too much and see too much. Where it's like, and especially with social media, it's too much. Like I think of Outer Banks, it's like, oh, so Rudy unfollowed this person, and then you're just like, it does take you out of it. I totally understand that.
Yeah. Well, and you also can't expect everyone to be best
Yeah,
friends.
totally.
Like you are.
It is a TV
taking
show.
a bunch of strange.
They are acting.
Right. You are, and trust me, I'm with you. Like, it does suck when you hear that actor. You're like, really? You're not like best friends behind the scenes? But at the same time, you can't expect that a bunch of strangers are just going to be best friends and all get along and like all have the same interests. And everyone is closer to other people. You know what I mean? Like, you're not best friends with every person you meet.
And wasn't it like, I think of wasn't it Rachel McAdams and Ryan Gosling who like
they
didn't really
hated
get
each other.
along at first when they obviously they dated after, but filming The Notebook, they really didn't like each other at first.
Yeah, they hated each other, and then they had a steamy romance.
Yeah.
But like even thinking about Gossip Girl, like all the stories about like Blake Lively and Leighton Meester weren't really friends or best friends. It's like you would hope that you get along with your castmates and have that friend relationship, but at the same time, like you're different people with different interests and different personalities, and you might just not get along.
Think about the One Tree Hill set, it's I think they were certainly, and there are times and times again now, there's so many different reasons why they had issues, and the girls now have really been able to come together and have those relationships and kind of talk about how the creator of the show was involved in trying to kind of almost keep them apart. But like Chad Montgomery was married to Sophia Bush and then not married to Sophia. Like there's definitely some things where things were getting messy and drama and all that. And if that was happening now on some of these shows, my God, you'd be locked into every dirty, dirty detail. And maybe it would change your opinion on the show. I also think it depends on the show. Like, yes, a cast like Modern Family all being so close is amazing. And it's just like an added benefit because you're like, the show is a warm hug anyway. So you're like, oh, it's so nice that they all loved each other. I don't know if like some of them didn't like each other, if I'd look at Modern Family differently. I don't know.
It would suck if you found out like Jay and Sofia Vergara like ended up fucking hating each other.
Yeah.
No,
No,
it's almost like expecting you to be best friends with all your coworkers.
Yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I mean? At the end of the day, like they see it as work. So it's like you're not best friends with every person who works here.
Yeah.
You know, like you are closer with other people than others.
Yep.
But, listen, if I was on a TV set, I'd want us to feel like one big happy family.
Yeah.
Of course. But I feel like you're just going to get that one. You're going to get one or two people in the group that are just an asshole or whatever it is.
It is an interesting phenomenon, though, to think about that, where it's like fans now do get so much more invested when the cast all like each other. And I think it's
Stranger Things. They all like each other.
Exactly. It's just, And when they're
It's
doing
definitely an added bonus.
It is. And when they're doing press and it seems like they're all having fun, it's great promo for the shows or the movies or whatever, and it gets you more invested and you get more into it and you're like, oh well, now they all love each other and do all these things. So it is interesting when you do see the ones that you're like, oh, you know, those were two people that were just working together. And it is interesting that we all kind of crave knowing that they all get along.
What did I miss with Gavin and Summer I Turned Pretty? Is that a thing?
Yeah, there was always some rumors that he wasn't really as close with the rest of them, and like for a plethora of other reasons, and like Chris Briney and Conrad and Steven are like besties in real life, and I don't know. I think maybe there was stuff with Gavin's girl. Like it was like, oh, Gavin got married, and then it was just like all
sounds
these,
like the show.
all these other, you know, like Gavin was whisked away, and I think, I don't know, maybe some of like Gavin's own personal beliefs and choices was like kind of different than some of the other cast members, and
people were looking into that deep when they were doing press together, which happens with all shows like Tell Me Lies doing press together now. They're like, oh, this person isn't like that person. I'm like, I'm not seeing that.
They all seem
you know
like
what I
they're
mean?
pretty
Like,
friendly.
I'm like, they actually seem like they're
It
all
seemed like they all pretty much get along. They've all found their significant others from the show.
they're all dating each other.
And it's also
dating
like,
each other.
with that show, I think that'd be the last show that I'd have a problem with it because they all hate each other in the show anyway.
Yeah, right, exactly.
You're like, actually, it adds to it.
Yeah. Yep. No,
It is interesting though. It is a big draw, but I think we just
people
like
do love to hear when the cast gets along.
right. And then when one person doesn't, you're like, why not?
Yep.
But all right, that wraps up the Popcorner. Keep calling in with your hot takes and your questions. We want to hear from you. Picture this. It's Monday morning. You open up your laptop and Outlook hits you with 87 unread emails. Your calendar now looks like a game of Tetris. Your boss wants a report, your team wants a presentation, and you just want to take a nap. Enter Microsoft Copilot. Copilot summarizes your emails and boom, you're caught up. It drafts your report in Word, it builds your slides in PowerPoint, and it even pulls insights from your Excel data. Suddenly, you're the office hero and you're organized and responsible. All because Copilot did the stuff you didn't want to. So if you want to reclaim your time and get your life together, try Microsoft Copilot. Copilot, because sometimes the smartest move is letting AI do the work. Learn more at Microsoft.com/M365Copilot. All right, everyone, we are here with a very special guest. We are joined by professional ballroom dancer, choreographer, musician, 3-time Mirror Ball champ, and now faithful in this season of The Traitors, Mark Ballas. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
A tried and true faithful. We're so excited that you're here because when we saw you out in LA, we knew you were going to be on Traitors. We were so excited. We're like, we got to get him into the studio in New York so we can talk about it. And we're just now approaching the end of the season here.
Yeah.
We only have a couple episodes left, and of course the reunion. But how is it watching it all back for you? Is it kind of frustrating because of course they have to condense it so much? So you're like, I'm assuming there's so much more gameplay and things that are happening that we just all don't see.
I mean, you're in the castle for 10 hours a day.
Yeah.
Right. And the episodes are an hour and a half, maybe some of
yeah.
them. So I say, as a fan, loving it. As a contestant, I'm like, oh, there's so much missing. you know, because there's a lot of reasons to why we get to where we get. There's a lot of reasons why certain things fly under the radar, certain things don't. And I was just telling someone earlier, like, this is a game of paranoia.
Yeah.
And like you don't know your ass from your elbow in there. Like it's so different watching it at home. Like I always say, because I have some friends who are like, how are you not seeing this? I'm like, it's really easy when you know who the traitors are in episode 1 at home. Like that's why so many people struggle to guess who the secret traitor was. You know, because when that information is pulled from you and there's so many people, like it's, you know, discombobulating.
Yeah, so we all have the map. We all can see, and it's like, how are they not putting the pieces together?
That's why it's fun, though, right?
Yeah.
Like I would be curious if they did a season where the audience didn't know either.
See,
I
that would
thought
drive
about
me
that.
insane.
But wouldn't that be so fun?
It
I
would
think
be
it'd be
fun
fun.
because we would be a part of it.
Yeah.
And that's sort of what they did with the Secret Traitor. And even like, I was like, I need to know immediately.
And I know that like a big part of the thing is like seeing the traitors,
Yeah.
you know, talk in the turret and all that. But I'm like wondering if like for the first few episodes, it was
Right.
like the audience doesn't know either.
Right.
And then you get that later. You know what I mean?
Did you want to be a faithful or a traitor?
So when you go through an extensive kind of, you know, grilling by Alan, he kind of asks you all the questions. And at the time, you know, I was up for either. I think in hindsight, I probably should have pushed a little harder to be a traitor. I was kind of like, I was really into Dylan Efron's game. Like
Yeah.
that just kind of, I was like, oh, that's how I would do it. And me and him then became friends on dancing. So, yeah, I don't think I pushed, but now in hindsight, like we're almost at semifinal and I've not had one vote at the round table. So I know how to not get votes. Like my whole game was keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Like if you thought someone was a traitor, like, you know, stay in their good graces.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
do your best. Look, there's times you're wrong. Of course, that's the whole game. But yeah, you don't want to like, as soon as you get a sniff, be like, it's them, because
Right.
it's over for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And we've seen that happen time and time again.
Yes.
And you're right. Your name has not been brought up once.
No, not once.
Like everyone, this season especially, and you've watched every season, so you know.
Yes.
I feel like people are just like really blindly trusting. No, they're faithful, like as if they know it for 100% fact.
Well, I mean, like, you know, it depends. What scenario are you talking about?
Like, I feel like they know you're a faithful, right?
Right.
But it's like how.
Yeah.
Right, like, but
That's
they're
great
just-
for
but-
me.
Yeah, it's great for you, but it's like, how are they so sure? It's just hard to trust anybody. And then when it comes to Rob, nope. Like,
Yep.
I feel like was there suspicion about him that's just not being shown?
I mean, I think, look, everyone gets talked about. Everyone has their day in the sun. Everyone, you know, has those moments. There's a lot more to, like, Rob's game, I think, that has kind of flown by the waist that people aren't really appreciating. And as someone who's watched this for a long time, like, do you watch the Traitors podcast?
Yeah.
So do you watch Boston Rob break it down, right? Like
Yes.
Boston Rob knows what he's talking about,
Yes.
right?
Yes, he
And
does.
he is very, you know, he admires Rob's game and what he's doing. And
Yeah.
there's lots of things, like, I used this scenario the other day, and then it was funny. He went on the show and said, like, I'm like a cat. Meow. You know, he said that. I used that. I was like, Rob's like a cat.
Yeah.
He reminds me of, like, you know who else is like this? Derek Huff. Derek's the type of guy that you could go to a concert with him, and you'd go by the backstage area, and they'd just let him in. Then you'd try, and you get your ass kicked by the
right.
security, right?
Right, yeah.
Rob
Yeah.
has
Rob
that
has
same
that, yeah.
quality, you know. So he, like with the
Wow,
Lisa,
that's a perfect description.
Yeah.
yeah, with the Lisa catch and then the Candace catch, there was some stuff you didn't see where Johnny was protecting Lisa, not on purpose, because obviously he's a faithful, right?
Yeah.
But when we played for the dagger, right, I did that mission with Johnny. Like, me and Johnny ran up the hill together. We got the gold. Love Johnny down, by the way. We're really good friends, and Tara. But I said to him, I was like, yo, we got to vote Lisa tonight. You're like, are you willing to do it? He's like, yeah. I was like, all right, great. We play for the dagger. We get back to the castle, and the whole castle has now moved to Natalie. And I'm like, no. Like, so there was a moment where I had a conversation with John. I was like, bro, like, we got to get back for Lisa, right? So that put him in trouble because we were going for Lisa that night.
Right.
And because it looked like he was moving the
was
vote to
changing
Natalie,
people.
but it was through Candace, right? So that got him in trouble. And then we had Natalie at the banquet over the antidote. That was very suspicious as well. And then the next day, Candace was pushing Johnny for a shield at the art museum, which was also weird. So the way it all landed, Rob was able to just
Right.
cat-like walk
yeah.
right through that, and he didn't react at
Yeah.
all. Like when he got grilled at the table, like I said, people were like, "Oh, that was like traitor on traitor." In the room, in my opinion, from watching these shows, it wasn't.
It didn't feel like
Boston Rob and Bob the drag queen. That's traitor on traitor.
Yeah.
Danielle and Carolyn.
Right.
That was traitor on traitor, right?
Right.
I don't know if you watched the British ones. Paul and Harry. That was like somewhat
Yeah.
traitor on traitor. But again, Harry sat he sat deep in the cut. He didn't get emotional.
Yeah.
And he didn't react. Rob did the same thing.
Right.
So it just kind of,
Right,
at the time,
he
you were just like,
hasn't. It doesn't feel like Rob has really led the charge on the other Traitors. It was just like once those names came up, it was like, well,
it was jumping on the
easy to
bandwagon.
jump on it, which
Right.
is good. I think. Okay, so we have so many questions, but
Yeah.
one of the biggest things watching for us that we're like, oh my God, this feels obvious, but maybe it isn't. Candace having the throwaway vote to Rob.
Yes.
And then immediately next round table going so hard for him.
Yes.
And then Candace is a traitor. Did that cause any of you to be like, we need to look at Rob?
So I'm going to speak about this from my perspective because, again, there's a saying like everyone remembers it how they need to,
Yeah.
right? And everyone will have their own perception of how that went down. And if this was Survivor, rule number 1, Rob should have been voted out next to see.
Right.
But we'd had so many casualties, like at the time, and we'd lost players that just weren't traitors. Like, so honestly, like it just kind of, it didn't feel like traitor on traitor. Like if looking back on it, sure, like we should have, that should have been the next vote. But imagine if that was just the next vote. And Candace's whole game was like consistency. Like we have to, and she was very eloquent, very smart, played a great game. And day 1, it was a throwaway vote. And day 2, it was, this is the vote. It was like, well, yesterday you said it was a throwaway vote. So which one is it? So it kind of felt at the time, because no one was really heavily looking at Rob, like, oh, you're just trying to get one of our good faithfuls out on the way out.
Right.
Right.
Gotcha.
And because he didn't overly react. He was just like, he was just like, like, that's just not true.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I think that was kind of, I love Candace, she's great. I wish she'd have gone harder at him and forced him to,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
on us. It's our bad by not, even though this is Traitors, Survivor rules, like if someone has an advantage in the game or if something like that happens, you have to go for them next. We just didn't do it in the moment,
And the argument of like him fumbling with his fork in the morning, it didn't really play
I
because
dropped forks.
and also like it would make he was upset that Colton went home and that sort of thing. So
Yeah,
it's
like-
like kind of plays into that. Now, how did you feel? This past episode that we saw Natalie at the table say to Rob, like, say you have.
I
the
hated
dagger.
that.
Same.
I hated that.
Yeah.
I hated it. And
that.
I felt like,
hated that.
Natalie, who's such a great Survivor
Love her.
player.
Love her. She's one of my favorite. Like,
Yeah.
when she walked in, because I watched Survivor so much. When they walked in, I was like, oh, we got Rob C, Jam, Natalie,
Right.
Anderson. I didn't tell them that.
Right.
I played because I was like, oh yeah, Survivor, cool.
Yeah.
But I was very excited to play with her because I loved her season.
Yeah.
Blood versus Water.
But it was weird because it felt like anytime she was maybe under a little pressure, she just crumbled quickly.
Well, it happened at the banquet.
yeah.
And then outing Rob for the dagger.
Yeah.
So that was like,
And if anybody was on her, like all of a sudden her vote, like she lost this strategic vote, it'd be like, well, I'm just going to vote for the person who thinks it's me.
that's Survivor, isn't it?
Yeah,
It
yeah.
shows Survivor
Right.
mentality of like, I'll do whatever it takes to survive.
Right.
She's a great gamer, smart thinker. But yeah, that was like, because I was in the Dagger Pact too.
Yeah.
Right.
So I was
The
like,
Dagger 6.
The Dagger 6. But I was like, wait,
Why do this?
why
In front of everyone.
Why?
Yeah.
Why? Like, why not like have a discussion about it? So, and then we lost Steven
Yeah.
in the crossfire. Steven was in my alliance. I was
Yeah.
never voting for Steven. Like,
Yeah.
so what happened was there was a push for Steven, right? Well, originally we were going for Johnny, and like there was so much missing from that table. It was epic. Because the round table is an hour. by the
Yeah.
way,
Yeah.
so
And each person gets to speak?
everybody speaks.
Okay, that's what I
Now,
thought.
look,
It just
you-
gets cut down.
You're not forced to speak,
Right.
but like when people are like, "Why aren't these people talking?" Everybody speaks at the round
Yeah.
table.
Yeah.
Maybe there's one or two where people don't because
Yeah.
when there's 28 players and however many 24 players and there's Michael Rappaport and stuff like,
Right. Yeah, so yeah,
get to
yeah,
speak.
yeah.
Like,
so,
I'm going to let them do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
stay out the way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we were going for Johnny because of the Lisa pulling off the shield thing. And then Johnny actually gave himself this cute nickname in the castle. He'd call himself Leaky Boat because like if he hit the info would just be like
Yeah.
going around. So we would call him that. So, but I believed him. So then for me, now that the numbers are down, the village voting mentality, I didn't want to do that. I said, I believe Johnny. I want to prove to the remaining players that if I believe you at the table, I'm not going to vote for you because everybody's voting for you. Steven was in my alliance. I had loyalty to Steven. I had pushed my chips in on Steven. I'm not going to vote for Steven either because I just don't think he's a traitor. I threw my vote at Tara because I knew she'd forgive me. She's the only one at the table that I could go outside and be like, Tara, I'm sorry. Like I didn't want to vote for your boy Johnny because I believed him.
Yeah.
And I can't vote for Steven either. So like I voted for Tara. It was that was my throwaway vote, because I didn't think Tara was really either. I know Kristen had too, and we talked about it.
Right.
And then that whole pop up with the Tara, like I just didn't see it, But but when Johnny was in hot water, we had to look at, hey, if Johnny's a traitor, like who's to say that he won't recruit his best friend that we just found out is his best friend,
Yeah.
Which
you want to talk about that, right?
Yeah, which is
The
an
round
unbelievable
table,
conversation.
It was so funny because you sort of stepped in and you were like, listen, I have had so many partners and people that I've worked with, and if they were here, like, I don't know if I would trust them 100%. And they were basically like, no, shut up, we're best friends.
And I also want to articulate that I wasn't talking about Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah.
Like some people are like, how can you compare the Olympics to Dancing with the Stars? I wasn't doing that, first and foremost. I was comparing the art and the craft and the discipline of dancing, which has, after lots of research, has shown that it's equivalent to a sport.
Yeah.
Right? And I've had professional partners throughout my life and career. I use this example, right? Imagine me in the castle. Now I will use Dancing with the Stars as an example.
Yeah.
Imagine me in the castle with any other pro on the show.
Yeah.
Then imagine me in there with Derek.
Right.
There's a difference.
Totally.
Did I know they knew each other? Yes.
Yeah.
Did I know that they are both ice skaters? Of course. Do I watch ice skating? Maybe once every 4 years. Do you know what I mean? But I don't like
Currently,
I don't have my ice skating knowledge in my head in the Traitors Castle, you know. Of course I knew they knew each other. I didn't know it was like me and Derek. I didn't know it was ride or die. Like it was I didn't know it was like, hey, get the shovel type relationship.
Totally.
You know what I mean? So when I said that, I said, I was referring to Derek at one point too. Like if Derek was in this game and I thought he was a traitor, I would vote for him.
Because you still can't trust.
Yeah.
We had this conversation yesterday where I was
did.
like, I wouldn't trust you 100% just because it's like the game. Like you go there to play a game and it would be so hard.
And that's why I said,
but
in
I would
the
be
context
paranoid
of this game.
Right, I
Yeah.
would just be paranoid the entire
course.
time.
Which is why I'm kind of shocked that they didn't do it just from like a show perspective of making the show and picking the traitors from the beginning to split those two up.
Well, yeah, it's interesting. It's also like, the other thing you do when you've done reality like Dancing or Housewives or whatever it is, you have to also like put your producer hat on a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, who would I make a traitor if I
Yeah.
was producing this show?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like we knew the Olympics
Yeah.
was coming. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So there's all this stuff in
but
your head.
that's why we were joking too. We were like, well, maybe that is why they both needed to be faithfuls because what if their friendship blew up right before the Olympics coverage starts?
100%. And I think like
We need them in the broadcast
There
booth
is
still.
an argument to be made that Johnny was recruited or Tara could be recruited. I didn't think they like. Looking at it, it's like it was pretty clear that they didn't start. But like, I was with Johnny the whole time until those 2 days where it was like pulling off. Like it was Lisa. We were going for Lisa. Like if she had done the amulet or not, at that point we were getting close. You know what I mean? But yeah, like I love Johnny and Tara so much.
Yeah.
But when they said that, like we're best friends, we ride or die. We were in each other's weddings, and it was like. Whoa. So now you guys have kept a secret this whole time. That's something to look at, right?
Yeah.
But I understand why they did it because this is going back to Survivor. Like if you have Boston Rob and Amber on there, you're breaking it up.
Totally.
Like
You're sending one of them home.
Yeah, so they made the right
immediately.
Exactly. And I'll tell you another thing. I was sat next to Tara pretty much the whole round table. Once I was next to Portia, then there was Rob C, and then you were in the same seat every time. I could see her vote. So what does that mean? If I can see Tara's vote, what does that mean?
Right.
That's what Johnny's vote.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is
So
true.
this is a numbers game.
Yeah.
This is not a team game.
And you came ready because you took all the notes and you've been sharing all of your notes.
Yeah,
with
haven't
everybody.
shared all of them. But
I like how when you block them out, when it's like some of it gets blurred.
It's
'cause
like a
you're
bluey character.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, I assume when you go back at night, right? When you go back to your rooms, it's hard to think about anything else but the game.
oh no, yeah, you're
That's where all the note taking comes in.
the show does so well at making it all immersive. It's like a real experience, like something you dream of as a kid to go do this like experience that feels real from start to finish. My wall, have you seen that meme of Charlie Day? Where that was my that was my wall. But like and I journaled the whole time. So when I watch the show, I read my journal back, and like so I'm like, oh
See
yeah,
where-
that's
yeah,
in
right,
there.
yeah.
Oh, this is missing. Like this is how we got here. So yeah, I'm a note taker. That's kind of my.
How
thing.
did you sleep at night?
I mean, look, there were nights where you don't sleep well, but you're exhausted.
Yeah.
You're absolutely exhausted. The challenges are like they're not crazy. Like someone asked me today, what's harder, Dancing with the Stars or the challenges on the Traitors? I was like, Dancing with the Stars.
yeah.
Like it's not even a competition.
You could kind of not say bullshit the challenge, but like
Yeah.
like
Some of
you're
them.
running up the
But not
hill.
all.
The mountain one was
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah,
like,
that
was
one's
like
hard
that
because
one
that's
was
just
hard.
like cardio
and it's like
uphill.
not
but
all back to back to back to back crazy cardio. Like
Yeah.
then you got the ones where you gotta, there's always the one in the cabin with the freaky stuff. There's always like
that was
you
tame
know,
this year. Like,
yeah,
did you see
yeah.
it last year when they dumped all the?
Yes.
I was not looking for it.
well,
Yeah.
then this past episode, I honestly was sort of pissed when they showed the challenge for this one. I'm like, this is going to be
Which
so...
one was it? The Jack in the Box?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
This is going to be so obvious. The Traitors got to jump out. They're going to be able to hear. Like, I was actually like getting frustrated
You couldn't hear
for the
anything.
Traitors, but
Yeah.
you
Couldn't hear
can't.
Well,
because then it would be
once,
way too...
Once the watching it, like once the creak of the openings sounded the same every single time, I'm like, oh, so they just put this in. They had it.
Literally, I was giving me so much anxiety. I was like,
I'll
The
leave-
creak sounds very.
I'll leave that
yeah,
to
yeah.
interpretation, but
Yes.
you
It's
weren't
like-
hearing anything.
Yeah. The creak was really that. It was like,
yeah.
for every single
Right.
one. But
let's talk
yeah.
about Eric's recruitment, which has
sweet
been
Eric.
hilarious.
and a smart move from Rob.
Very
Yeah.
when I watched it back and I was the other choice, I was like, fuck.
Honestly, truly, like Brie and I said the same thing. We were like, I kind of wish it was Mark to see what would have happened. But I
you
think
would have done so well.
I think Rob knows that you're too good. So it's
Me
like,
and Rob have talked about this
yeah,
a lot.
have you? Because
Yeah.
if I'm putting myself in Rob's position, I'm like, Mark is a really good player and really smart, and I think he could be a good trader. And in Rob's mind, I think it's like, I'd probably have to win it with Mark.
Here's the thing.
Eric, you could kind of ditch pretty quickly, it seems.
Well, to Eric's defense, Eric is a smart guy.
yeah.
He's a kind guy. He's a loving guy, and he's a feeler, right?
Yeah.
Eric was in my alliance from day one. So I saw Derek posted a video the other day, like after the round table, after I like jumped ship on voting for Johnny. I was never gonna vote Steven. I just lost someone in my alliance. Like losing Steven was a bummer.
Yeah.
And then I voted for Tara, and then they showed me having a conversation with Eric and Rob, and Derek posted a video. He was like, "It's them, it's both of them," But like, you gotta understand, up to this point, I'd pushed my chips in on Eric.
Yeah.
Like, what people don't understand is, you cannot go into this game and not trust anyone.
Yeah.
You can at the beginning, but once the numbers start to dwindle, at some point, you have to push your chips in on somebody. And I had pushed my chips in on Kristen and Eric.
I was going to say, it seems like from who you're saying you formed alliances with, really, you guys all stayed pretty intact all the way up till Steven
Like
leaving.
our little group
Yeah.
was pretty tight moving.
Yeah.
It was me, Eric, Kristen, and Steven. Like
Yeah.
I would say we were really close. We worked with everybody. Like I would work with Johnny. I would talk to Tara a lot. I was very close with Tara. She's a dear friend of mine now. Was working with Natalie, but like everyone has their like alliances they make. But if you don't establish 100% trust at some point, and you're going through the game being like, well, I don't trust any of you, people will be like, well, why not?
Yeah.
And that will turn on your ass really quick, So you have to be open to pulling the chips back, but you need to pick your people, and just pray to God that if you make it to the end, that your inner compass has pointed you in the right direction.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, we see
part of the game.
Yeah, we see Natalie apologize to Rob and Eric, and you can't help but laugh to yourself while you're watching. You're just like, she's apologizing to them, and she has no idea. And they're like, yeah, it's all right.
Did you listen to Dorinda on the podcast talk about how she's just like, she was like, it was an honor to be murdered by Rob. Like, I have butterflies every time I see him. Like, me, Maura, Natalie, like, they were like, she was like, we were never going to turn on Rob. And it's just, they were enamored by him.
I got to say, like, loved her. She's so sweet. But, you know, that's just not the case for, like, me and for Kristen and stuff. Like, I'm on Dancing with the Stars. I'm around really nice looking people all the time. That means nothing to me.
Yeah.
You know, literally nothing.
Yep.
So, like, I think it also, like, takes away from how well he's actually played up to this point. You know, we're still, like, up to this point.
Yeah.
He's smooth with it. He is really good at being your friend. And I would say, like, look, I say two things can be true at the same time, right? You can play Traitors and be a chess player and strategist and... Like, the one thing Rob and I bonded on was games. We love to play games, right? That's like actual board games or chess and stuff like that. Like, he would play chess with everyone. Yeah. It wasn't just, like, I know they showed him playing with Ron. They showed him playing with Lisa. He would play with everybody. I played with him. We would all play these games, you know? So two things can be true. Like, he can be a great strategist and a game player and yada, yada, yada. But he's also, like a really cool guy. Like, really cool guy. Two things can be true at the same time.
Yeah, that is nice to hear, too, because I feel like when you watch a show like this and he's playing so well and he is making all these smart moves on top of other people being, you know, in a trance with how he looks, but he is really playing strategically, then it turns to people being like, he's just a really good liar. And it's like, okay, you could be really good at playing a game and also be a good person, like Boston Rob.
Yeah.
I think Boston Rob is such a great game player,
but
he's a great person.
He's a great person.
Yes, it doesn't mean like the same thing.
No, it totally doesn't. Have you seen Dylan's show he's made with Rob? It's called Everything's Competition. So Derek and I just did an episode with them.
Nice. Oh,
fun.
And we played like minute to win it games.
Yeah.
And like the Survivor fan of me was like, this is cool.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Boston Rob is a great person. He just knows strategy. He knows game. He knows moves.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of new fans for the Traitors this year, same as there was a lot of new fans for Dancing with the Stars last year, which is amazing. But the game is called The Traitors. Yeah. It's also not the Traitors versus the Faithfuls. The Traitors are going to turn on each other. That's the whole point. Like, definition of traitor is someone who turns on a person, a country, an establishment. You know what I mean?
So literally on anybody.
Yeah.
On anybody.
That's why it's such a fantastic show when they do this celebrity version of it, because you get these reality stars like the Housewives and some of these other reality shows where their shows are solely based on their lives. They're used to being on reality TV where the drama comes from friends breaking up, loyalty, disloyalty. Like, so when you get the Housewives, their brain is like, oh my God, well, they just went behind my back. Like, this is when I'm supposed to be angry. So it's like, it just makes it such a crazy dynamic, because then you have the Housewives be like, well, where's the loyalty? And it's like, there's no loyalty in this game. There's not. There's
no loyalty amongst these. It's an interesting point. Have you watched the British Traitors?
No. I never
I
have.
heard this season was insane, too.
Guys.
I know.
Season 2, UK. Binge watch that.
Yeah.
Really?
ASAP. I want you to DM me after you watch it.
I will.
I really, like... And then season 4.
Good. Okay. I'm excited for this because I feel like I got my husband into Traitors this season, which I'm excited. Like, I was so excited. He'll love like that version too.
So start on season 2.
Start on season 2. Well, you can watch all of them.
Yeah,
but if you want to like get rocked, season 2
Okay.
and then season 4. I say this, it's like you just brought up a really good point, right? When you put people in the house that are all from the entertainment industry, they come from an industry of entertainment.
Yeah.
So there are people in the castle that know the camera's on, and we're doing the thing, and we're doing the bit, and we're making good TV. The reality is the game is good TV.
Yeah.
Let it do the work.
Yeah.
Just play.
Totally.
Yeah,
You
just
know?
play the game.
Just play.
Yep.
It's good TV already.
Yep.
You know?
It is time to say goodbye to dry, scratchy toilet paper in 2025 and hello to clean with perfectly moist, actually cleansing good wipes. And that's why we're Team Wet January and February and March and every other month this year, because we're going to be the cleanest we ever been, which means we're going to feel the best we ever have. So cheers to Wet January. Good Wipes is actually flushable, made with plant-based fibers so they break down easily, made for sensitive skin, made with clean ingredients and safe for sensitive skin, because many other wipes cause irritation, but ours are extremely gentle. Super soft, so they feel so much softer than other wipes. Amazing soft texture and no greasiness or weird film, and definitely better than dry, scratchy toilet paper. Grab Good Wipes at Target or Walmart so you can upgrade your restroom routine. As a special offer for our Chicks in the Office listeners, Good Wipes is giving you your first pack for free. Buy any package in-store, text them your receipt, and get reimbursed almost immediately. For more details, head to goodwipes.com/CITO. Again, that's goodwipes.com/CITO to snag a free pack of Good Wipes. I want to ask about Maura because as
Love her.
you know, we were big fans of Maura from Love Island, and
Okay.
she is such a big personality and so outspoken.
Hilarious.
But I feel like on this show, we're seeing a little bit less. She's a
Right.
little bit more peeled back, you know, and we really only see her come into defense about Rob and really nothing else. I want to know what else was happening with Maura in the castle. If she was outspoken, was she in the conversations? What was going on there?
I mean, Maura is outspoken, and
She
Maura
is
has,
what we know.
Yeah, she has larger than life personality, and you know, also you can tell by her outfit, she always looks fabulous. She's hilarious.
Yeah.
So
You know,
funny.
I grew up in the UK, so I love the Irish. I have a lot of Irish friends. But yeah, like she was definitely doing more than that, you know, and like she had opinions, and she would, you know, she did a good job at like, she was very explosive if you came for her, you know, which on one hand is good because it would, when there's more people, it would deter you from like wanting that smoke. But it could also look like, why are you so defensive?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And she was just really funny. Like she had this slogan. She would always be like, "Oh, I'm so good at this game." You know what I mean? Like because we were just, you know, there's moments for everyone where you're just like, I'm sure the Traitors too, where you're just, how do you just don't know how to navigate this stuff. They do a really great job at making it feel real, you know. But yeah, she's great. I mean, I think there's a lot of conversations missing. You know, I wouldn't say what you're seeing is that was her whole game.
Which happens on every show.
Of course.
Like every show ever. I mean, even the ones we're huge fans of, Survivor and everything. Like, they're just filming so much and it has to get cut down, even though I say I would watch 4 hours of this show. Like, I would watch.
I would too.
I would just watch surveillance footage of the entire castle.
It's funny, like, because Alan did an interview about the banquet, and like I told you guys, I'm like, oh, there's a bit halfway through. Like, the banquet was a great episode. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
But like when you were there, it was way more intense.
Yeah.
Like there was so many other theories. Like what did they say that we shared? It was the turkey, which we knew it wasn't.
Right. It was
Just
eating
me going
Steven like served
something.
two people like cutting the meat.
Poor
like,
Steven just being a
the
gentleman.
cards on the table.
You kept saying, you were like, guys, it's not the turkey. We're all eating the turkey. Yeah.
We'd called Tara Turkey Tara
Yeah.
for days after that. You know, and then the cards was interesting. But I said, dude, they should just make everyone's mics live, throw up the wide camera, and play the whole thing.
Yeah.
As a bonus footage.
Yeah.
I would love that.
Me too. It was like we were exhausted.
Yeah.
By the end of it, we were just like, oh. It went on. It went on. And
I'm
on,
sure.
And on. It went on.
Especially if also like, I'd imagine the argument over who gets the anecdote goes for way longer.
It went on. It went on
you're
and on.
you're gonna fight for that for quite some time. Then they make it shorter. What was it like having Jam yell out as he was kind of like being dragged out of the room?
I loved it. I loved it.
Because it's kind of the first time we've seen that happen, where they're like, "It's this person."
Well, it raises the stakes,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I've seen conflicting opinions about this online. Like some people are like, I don't think that's fair that he got to yell out after he's been murdered.
Right.
But he hadn't been murdered; he'd been cursed, and he was being dragged outside to be murdered. That was the whole point of the executioner, you know, henchman, whatever. Now imagine this. Imagine they'd have dragged him out, and he was like, "It's Steven," right? Then everyone would have been like looking at Steven.
Yeah.
Or if he was like, "It's Mark, guys, it's Mark." What people I don't think understand is that he had the right player. He got it with Lisa, but he had the wrong method.
reason.
Now, if he had called out a different player, everyone would have probably been like, because it's a witch hunt,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You know, so
This is what I was saying.
Yeah.
I was saying this because everyone was like, he shouldn't be able to yell. I'm like, he didn't know.
Oh, I loved it.
He didn't know for sure it was Lisa. It's not like
Yeah.
It's not like he was another traitor who was told it's Lisa. He was just calling it out because that's what he thought. He could have called out any name. It just happened to be the one that was a traitor.
Exactly. And
so it's like really doesn't matter that he was allowed to call out a name. He could have said anybody.
that's what I love kind of about this new element, the like public execution style where everyone has to watch. It's like, yeah, you can say whatever you want. You might be wrong, but you also might be right.
Like
he
Eric.
He just, oh, my poor Eric, the man with the magic
No,
ear.
the
man with the
ears, the
magic
best-
ears.
And the eyes, and the writing goes.
I love
The
him
best
so much.
was the handwriting. The best was like, I know this handwriting. It's Johnny. It was
But
just-
what was the best? If you look at Johnny's handwriting on his tablet, it's gorgeous.
yeah.
Looking at that handwriting, I was like, that's
It's like-
definitely not
Yeah,
Johnny's
yeah.
handwriting.
Beautiful calligraphy.
Like, this is not Johnny's
Oh,
handwriting.
Yeah,
Man,
literally,
sweet
it
Eric.
looked like a toddler wrote it. I was like, that's
Yeah.
Rob's handwriting.
No, really was so funny. I mean, there's just we're so obsessed with the show. There's so much to talk about. My last question I want to ask though is, and taking it back a little bit, is because the beginning of the season so much was around Michael Rappaport and he's a big personality in the whole
Yeah.
thing. Did it get to a point, because it felt like this watching, where everyone was like, you know what, not even really sure if he's a faithful or a traitor. He's just got to go.
I mean, yeah, like the consensus was he's either a bad faithful
Yeah.
or like some wickedly genius, weird traitor-ish. Like it was Rob C. who said like he's either like the triple bluffing master
Yeah.
traitor or like the worst faithful ever.
Right.
So, you know, it was a lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
Which is why I think like at a certain point you're like, you know what, Michael.
Because, you know,
Yeah.
it's like another thing that I love about the show is that people don't get, it's not just the faithfuls working together. The faithfuls are trying to create relationships the best they can and gather the information they can. But the faithfuls kind of have to eat each other alive to get there. That's kind of the part of the game. You know what I mean? So there's going to be casualties along the way. Like, look, there's also an element of luck. Like, I was up for murder the first night.
Right.
And I was in the 9. And then when I watched it back, I was on the short list. And because Donna had shortlisted Rob, I had a 1 in 3 chance
Right.
of going home. That's luck. Like
Yeah.
Ian going home
Yeah.
first, that's just, it's
Yep,
luck,
it's-
you know?
Yeah.
So there are all these different variants of why it works. But yeah, like at some point, if it feels like it's not helping, like you gotta cut it loose.
Who were you most disappointed went early, like left early?
I mean, I was pretty fucking upset that Steven went.
Yeah.
We needed him. Steven played well. Like they didn't show as much as that alliance, you know, but I'm trying to think who else was kind of like a big bummer.
Like seeing Rob C go just as being a fan.
That sucked.
Yeah.
That really sucked as well.
Because I think he would have been pretty on it.
Yeah, he would
So
help the faithful.
it made sense. They killed him because I feel like he was really good.
Depends, right? Like, have
Yeah.
we seen Survivor players go the distance as faithfuls? I don't think so.
Not really, because I feel like they normally end up being
traitors.
traitors.
Yeah.
I think Rob C had a target.
Yeah.
And I seen on his interviews, he felt like Jam Jam had kind of put one on him. So it's really hard once you have that target to like, because there's unanswered questions, right?
Yeah.
Like,
If you're almost too good too.
Yeah.
Like when he was like, I think there's a murder tonight in plain sight. And everyone was like, oh my God, it's week 2. How does this guy know this already?
well, it's funny that in that moment they didn't show. They kind of showed it, but they didn't. Like I was in that room when that happened, and Candace had just poured a bowl of Skittles and was sharing them with me. So then I went into full body sweat.
I ate the Skittles.
was like,
I ate the
just got
Skittles,
poisoned
yeah.
by fucking Skittles. No, literally, I was like, you could see it, like my face
Yeah.
goes like this,
Yeah.
and Candace like, these are regular Skittles, and I was just looking at her like. I ran into the bar.
Yeah.
And I told like my alliance at the time, it was Eric, Steve. I have these in my notes.
Yep,
I think
yep,
I put it
yep.
in
Yeah,
the thing. It
you
was like
did.
Candace, Kristen, Eric, Natalie. I'm like, if I don't come back tomorrow, it's Candace. She's poisoned me with fucking Skittles.
Imagine going because of Skittles. It's just like that was like when Ek and Sue drank the chalice.
yeah,
And you're
yeah.
like,
Rookie.
oh, you
Rookie
just
mistake.
can't.
Yeah. 'Cause
you-
But in the moment, it's like you just don't remember. You're like, oh, I'm having some Skittles.
Yeah.
And then you're like,
you just don't.
I can't share with anybody.
Like even Kristen was my number one, my number one. And at the banquet, she poured me a drink and I didn't drink it.
Fair.
I just like pushed
Very
it up.
fair.
I told her later,
So
I was like,
fair.
hey, that drink you poured, I just couldn't drink it.
I
She
would have
was like,
just
what?
sat there. I would have like, I would have been afraid to touch the food,
Yeah.
this chair.
Oh, no.
So where you're, I'm
But
like,
with Candace, like when Rob C kind of brought that up, again, this is where luck plays into it, right? Rob and Lisa took Rob C out. She got lucky.
Yeah.
She wasn't even a part of that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
if they hadn't have done that, you know,
Right, would've-
who knows
Right.
what would have happened. But
So
also,
true.
I want to reiterate that the conga line was not random. That had been discussed a lot. Like, it wasn't like, we're doing a conga line.
Who's in conga line?
Because it seems so, which makes it funnier to be like random conga line. It's hilarious.
Hilarious TV, yeah.
Yeah. Now, can you
definitely.
tease a little bit about the reunion? We saw that you guys filmed the reunion. We think that maybe housewife Lisa came out. What can you tease?
I mean, it's a reunion. Like, I'm new to this.
reunion world.
Reunion.
Yes. Yes.
This world.
Andy Cohen reunion.
Yeah, like I did the whole point of doing the show was I wanted to try something new. I love these shows. I wanted to make some new friends, have a good time in the castle. It's not personal. We're playing a game called Traitors. You're going to get banished, murdered, or win. We all know that. We all signed up for that.
Yep.
Not
You know?
everyone's going to win.
Not everyone's going to win.
Most
like,
will lose.
Most will lose, right? So, you know, the reunion was interesting for me. Like, you know, when we were out there talking some of the game stuff, I quickly realized I was like, oh, we're not talking about the game. So I just kind of
Yeah.
sat back.
Yeah. No, that's where that's the Housewives territory right there. But it must be fun to kind of shift because you know just finishing a massive Dancing with the Stars
Yeah.
season, what that was so talked about, and then you get to be on Traitors where this is now so talked about.
Yeah.
which is so different, and it's so exciting because while this is all going on too, like. Whitney's on Broadway,
She is.
which is
I just went and saw her 2
unbelievable.
nights ago.
How
You
was
did?
she?
How
She was
was
great.
it?
She was
I
great.
want to go see so
I'm
bad.
seeing
You
all
guys
the
gotta go.
videos.
No,
I
I
know. We
know.
want to go. I'm seeing all the videos, and it's so you're not supposed to film, and
I know.
everyone's
The
like,
etiquette has gone to
Yeah,
trash.
Yeah.
I'm part of me is like, you know what? This is annoying. They're not supposed to film, but the other part of me was like, she looks so good up there. You
I'll
know?
say this too. It's like a concert, right? Like
Yeah.
you go to a concert and like when people post clips, like it never hits as hard than when you're there. Like go see the show.
Yeah.
Go see it.
Oh, I mean, when
She's
we
great.
went to Dancing with the Stars live on Sunday,
It's
and
so
there
different.
and there was somebody
different.
sitting 2 rows in front of us who recorded the
my God.
entire show.
She obviously
Like,
was. So I was an older woman. She was pumped, but she sat like this
the entire
entire
time. I'm like, it's not.
Like I get it. Like
Yeah.
film a couple things for
Yeah.
your memories.
Oh
but
yeah,
the
I
whole
take
ti-
a quick thing and then I put my phone down.
Yeah.
But
why you're never gonna watch it back. The audio's like this.
Yeah.
Like you're never gonna watch it
Yeah.
back.
And it's right. And then,
Yeah.
like, and it's also, and I felt bad because it was an older woman, so it wasn't exactly like she was a
Sure.
cinematographer. Like it's,
Sure. Did you enjoy
it
it?
wasn't zoomed in.
yeah, it was
oh, the show's
awesome.
fantastic.
It was really fantastic.
It's so much fun to watch them all like in their element.
I saw there's a bit where Haley Bills and Ezra put and the other day it was Rob Roush.
That's
for
what we were
Yankee.
at. We were there
you
for that one.
We were there for that
Oh,
one.
I've been all
Ezra
over that.
said, messaged me and said he did that for us.
Oh, you know what? Honestly, I appreciate that. It was probably for the whole crowd,
Yeah.
but we screamed. We were
No,
like, yes!
we were like, oh my God, yes.
I sent it to Rob. I was like, "How's those rhinestone overalls looking,
Yeah,
bro?
serious?
Let's
do
go."
you think he would do it?
I mean, I would love to see him.
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
I think it'd be great. You know, I saw. It's funny. Now people are tagging me in these like videos of him from like I guess back in the
Love
day.
Island stuff.
No. Like
Oh,
his like TikTok before all that.
Oh,
before,
and he's
yeah,
dancing?
yeah.
And I'm like, whoa. And I was like, bro, explain yourself now. He was like, no, this is old. I was like, no, dude, I've seen way worse.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
can work with
totally.
this.
You're like, I see potential.
I see potential
I see
there,
potential.
you know?
How are you feeling about like another season of Dancing with the Stars? Is it something you want to do or?
I mean, yeah, I'm open.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm open to it. You know, like, there's this whole narrative of like I've talked about this before. Like, I'll only come back for this, that, and the other. But I had a lot of injuries that I was dealing with. I've talked about this before. We
Yeah.
have to get into all that. But like, I've been really diligent about keeping them on track. Mainly so that when my son wants to play ball and go out and do stuff, I can chase
you
him
can do it.
around
Yeah.
and do stuff.
Yeah.
But like, we get banged up on that show.
Yeah.
And I've done 21 seasons now. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot of work.
Your body's
But-
got to be hurting.
I know.
Yeah, but I've been really diligent about all the right things, feeling better. It'll never be perfect.
Yeah.
There'll always be things, I'm 40 this year, So,
Amazing.
I started doing this show when I was 21,
Wow.
So but I'm open to it.
Yeah.
I'm open to it. I had a blast last season.
And,
I had a
it-
blast.
the world just keeps exploding. Everybody wants to do more stuff. I mean, we're getting Dance with the Stars Con.
I know.
There's rumors
Are you gonna
of
go?
We
guys should do a panel.
That's what we said.
Mark, music to our ears.
We're talking
it's
about
crazy
it.
how it's crazy how everyone thinks that.
Yes.
You should. You'd
We
be
would.
great.
We're
I threatened the
pushing for it.
cameras last time.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it
But,
might be in the works.
Okay, awesome.
And like the world's just exploding. So there's so much. We hope you stay involved
Thank you,
as much as you want to. We do have to wrap up, sadly, but I do want to give you, what do you got coming up? Anything that you're working on? You want people to know about?
There's a
or
couple
stay tuned
things
to?
in the pipe.
Okay.
Like I'm not ready to announce them
Okay,
yet,
so
but just
fair.
stay tuned. Like
Yeah.
finish
Follow along.
Finish the season of the Traitors.
Yes.
It's great. Go support Dancing with the Stars on tour. Get ready for the next season. I'm sure it's going to be great. I just love seeing between Traitors and Dancing with the Stars, just these new fan bases get into it. It's at the end of the day, it's meant to bring you joy, happiness, bonding with your family and your friends and stuff, and it seems like it's doing that for the most part.
That
So,
it does. It gives us all
Absolutely.
something to talk
It really
about and
does.
bond over.
Really does.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much,
thank
Thanks
Mark.
for
you,
having me.
Mark.
Appreciate it.
All right, that wraps up today's episode of Chicks in the Office. Thank you so much for watching and listening. We love you guys so very much. Reminder, tickets are on sale for the tour. We want to see you there. We love you. Have a wonderful day. We'll talk to you on Friday.
Yeah, Chicks in the Office, long-time listener, first-time caller.
Look at the charts, who does it the best? Two chicks getting paid in reality checks.